Well, happy Mardi Gras to you if you're one of those celebrating what we think down where I live a special time of year. Mardi Gras is a huge celebration leading up to the beginning of Lent. Kicks off in New Orleans, particularly, although you have Mardi Gras celebrations from Mobile, Alabama, all the way to Texas, up through the deep South, and now it's spreading into areas like Missouri, Kansas, and so Mardi Gras is catching on more and more. Begins with 12th night, 12 days after Christmas, and there are various celebrations leading up to the Lenten season, what is called Shove Tuesday or Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, if you will. And then you get into the Lenten season, you celebrate Lent. Well, before you celebrate Lent, you kind of blow it all out and enjoy yourself, maybe overly indulge. That's certainly what happens down in my part of the woods in Louisiana, not just in New Orleans. That's kind of the grand carnival, if you will. Carnival meaning, let's see, that's farewell to meat is what carnival means. And so you're giving up meat when you have carnival day and get into Ash Wednesday, which is something that a lot of Catholics have traditionally done, giving up meat during the Lenten season. In any event, there are a whole series of activities. It's not just in New Orleans. New Orleans is the big one, but Lafayette, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, going up into Shreveport, Monroe, then moving on up into the southern states, a little bit more to the north. And of course, Mobile, Alabama claims the first Mardi Gras. You've heard of the huge Mardi Gras celebrations in Rio de Janeiro and other Latin American countries, but the key Mardi Gras in America is New Orleans, quite frankly. And starting following up, I guess the Lenten season kicks off early after Christmas, 12th night, 12 days after Christmas. And in New Orleans, there are various carnival crews, clubs. There are civic clubs, there are eating clubs, there are social clubs, and each club has its own organization. Many of those clubs actually parade through the streets of New Orleans for 3 weeks before Mardi Gras. Right now, as you're watching this, there must be 7 or 8 parades going on every day down in New Orleans right now, leading up to Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, and then the whole day is nothing but parades. And most of these carnival crews also have a ball where they pick a king and a queen, and they're spread out different nights throughout the carnival season. Not a lot more gets done. Huge economic impetus into the city, however. There are people from all over the world that come in for Mardi Gras to take in the celebration. And there's a lot of various traditions that take place. The colors, purple for justice, green for faith, and gold for power. You will see beads and trinkets with those colors, people decorated those colors. Very popular is to have a fried donut, which is called a beignet, or you have a king cake in those colors. And they're very traditional, and in offices all over our part of the country, every day people have a king cake at the office. If you find the baby in the cake, you're going to have a lot of luck, and you also have to buy the next king cake that comes along. So there's all kinds of these individual traditions that make up the whole Mardi Gras scene. The crews parade through the streets. There's bands. I could talk to you for hours about it. Special Indian people related who have some Indian blood in them dress in these marvelous costumes that take the entire year to make. In fact, with the floats, some of these floats go a half a block long. And right after Mardi Gras, they're all broken down, and a new floats with new themes are starting construction for the next year away. So it goes on and on and on. And again, a very special celebration till you get up till to the end of Fat Tuesday and the Lenten season begins. By the way, it's interesting. If you're down in New Orleans, Bourbon Street is the typical street most people think of to be there for Mardi Gras, loaded with so many people celebrating. At midnight, at the end of Fat Tuesday, at the end of Bourbon Street, it's about 12 blocks long, you'll see policemen on horses lined up side by side, and they'll march down the street and they'll announce with big megaphones, Mardi Gras has come to an end, shut it down, you folks go home. And at midnight, the Lenten season begins, and that's the end of Mardi Gras. The next day, particularly if you're Catholic, you go there for Ash Wednesday, have the ash cross put on your head, and the whole tradition goes into a different direction through a slower period until about a month later than the parades start up. You've got St. Patrick's Day parade, you've got Jazz Fest, you've got the Easter parade. Parades never stop down in my part of the country. So I wanted to share that with you because I've gotten some emails about the whole Mardi Gras celebration. Hope you get a chance to go to New Orleans sometime and take it into yourself. We'll be right back.